When I bring out a comedian, just try to make as much noise as you possibly can. Can you try to do that for me? Just try to make as much noise as you possibly can. Okay, show me the first comic of the night, Nathan Curry.
Finally, the mic's short enough for me for once. Jesus. All right, let's see here. Actually, probably don't need the mic. I'm loud enough. It's obvious I'm American. I'm sorry about that. And more specifically, I'm from Kentucky. Fuck, I'm sorry. Now, you're never going to meet anybody else from Kentucky because only 4 of us escaped. So, I got a bunch of new shit, so let's see how this goes. Now, as you guys know, right now it's like fly season. There's so many flies, and you pretty much have to have a fly swatter with you at all times. Like a knife on the side. I was sitting in front of my computer the other day, and I saw something out, come at my chest, and I went like this, and I looked down, and there's 2 big, fat fucking flies. And when I say fucking flies, I mean flies that were fucking. Because they have sex while flying, just like, ew! Ew! Now another thing too, I'm kind of jumping around all over the place, so no transition material, so keep up. God, I've had too much coffee, I'm just jittery like shit. Anybody in here like 17 or younger? Good! Because they really would not like this joke. I always told myself, when I got older, I'm middle-aged and I'm probably the oldest person in the room. I always said I would never be one of those guys who's like, oh, the youth have it so easy, But they do. Like, the youth are so spoiled by technology. I was on the train and I was sitting in a seat directly across from the toilet. And it was one of those toilets, with the handle, and then the red light to let you know somebody's in there. This kid, I'm guessing, 15, 16 max, comes up and starts running his hand over the light. Nothing happens, just does it for like 3 seconds. He goes and gets the conductor to show him how to open the door. The conductor comes back, grabs the handle, opens, kid walks in, doesn't say thank you, doesn't nod, anything. Door closes, the conductor turns to me and goes, ugh! And so we had a little joke together. Okay. Any LGBTQ in here? Supportive at least, I hope. Holy shit! It's like I'm back in Kentucky. No, it's against the God! Not even one person like, oh yeah! Good God. Okay, this is gonna go really well. Well, first of all, I know you're supposed to be like LGBTQIA plus whatever. I'm too old to remember all that. I'm lucky if I get to Q, so just accept it. Now, recently, my oldest daughter came out as transgender. So I'm like, okay, cool. My first thought was, thank God she'll be a white man. Privilege, baby, privilege. And half American at that. He can move to the States, start. I love it. Thank you for sitting up front. I love it. So, he can move to the States, start a business, run it into the ground, and still get a bonus. He can make more money than a woman for the same job. And he can become a cop and shoot unarmed black men. Oh, see? Yes! Yes, the tension. That tension. And, did you hear that? That was the sound of everybody's assholes just slamming shut. These are just jokes, people, just jokes. Plus, who would want to be a white man at this point? I'm a swam. I'm a straight white American male. We're pretty much the most hated group in the world right now. So I'm just like, but it's gotten to the point where, I just run out of white guilt. It's just like, yeah, I get it. I'm part of the problem. Yeah, if you wanted me to feel guilty, you should have gotten to me years ago. Okay. Good grief. Okay, again, I'm jumping all over the place here. I'm going to get into some things about Danes. Any Danes in? Oh Oh, okay. These jokes are for the internationals. Let's do this. One thing I love about Danes is how much they follow the rules. Now, when I was a student, when I was a student, I'd be coming home from the bar like 2 in the morning and see Danes waiting for the light to cross the street with no cars anywhere in sight. And even during the day, like I love coming up to the intersection, everybody's waiting for the light. I look both ways, no cars, and I cross. And seeing Danes look at me going, "You can do that?" Okay, so another thing too, like I said, I came here as a student, and the very first thing I realized is I am short for this country. True story. The second day I was here, was in a restaurant eating. Of course, what else you could do in a restaurant? Jesus Christ. I went in to go pee, and the urinal was higher than my dick. I'm like, do I go ask for a stool? Like, what's appropriate? So I just kind of came up on my toes, you know, kind of tried to arc it in. Let me see. Okay, yeah, quick short one-liner. How do you make a Dane happy and pissed off in the same 10 seconds? Give them a beer, let them take a drink, and then tell them it's non-alcoholic. And another thing that I loved doing when I was a student, and I'd be at a party, I'd be talking to 2 other Danes, and then I'd, leave to get a beer or whatever, and then I kind of listened to how long they talk English together before they realized they had their own language. You'd be surprised, sometimes it would take minutes. So, as you guys well know, exams, are after Christmas. So when I was a student, I didn't go home for Christmas. I'd be like too, stressed about exams. So the first Christmas I was here, the girl I was dating at the time, she's like, "Oh, why don't you just, come to my parents' place?" Her parents, a small village down south, a beautiful, beautiful little village. They're like old hippies, and they have this huge organic garden, they make amazing food. Now, first I have to explain the layout of their house. It's kind of like this room. It's like you have, the kind of living room area here, the TV area, then the kitchen and dining area, and, the kitchen's just divided from the dining area by about a chest-high wall, and again, that's how short I am. Now, if you're standing at the sink, the table's going down that way. I'd already met her sisters, but had not met her brother. And so we're all sitting there, and I'm, joking with her sister. I'd already had like 2 plates of food. And it's good food. And so her sister's like, "I bet you can't eat more." I'm like, "Hell fucking yeah, I can. This is good food." So I started taking more food. Now, I hadn't noticed that her mother had gotten up and started gathering dishes. And, in Denmark, you don't clear anything off the table till everybody's done eating. So she kind of stops. Her father's already at the sink kind of, washing stuff. And he just starts going off. Now, I didn't know a word of Danish at this point. That one was for the Danes. But then, my girlfriend starts yelling at him. Her sisters kicked in on her side, her brother kicked in on her father's side, and I found out, of course, later that he was just like, "Look at this typical American, eating more than he needs, taking more than he needs. Like, doesn't he know when to stop?" And, my girlfriend's like, "Oh, you old hippie, you're always talking about cultural acceptance. Americans eat a lot at Thanksgiving and Christmas." And then her sisters are, on her side, but her brother's like, "Down with the U.S.!" And her mom, of course, is just kind of standing there. And she can't say my name because I know something's up. So she just starts going, "The guest is noticing. The guest is noticing." and I'm still eating. I'm still eating. So every bite I take is just like fuel on the fire. But her father died just a couple of days ago, so I guess karma got him. But then his daughter did divorce me, so I guess he won in the end. Speaking of being single, I was with my ex for like 14 years, and I was worried about getting back in the dating game in my middle ages. But one thing I realized is that dating in your middle ages is fucking awesome! Because Oh God. Nobody has time for games or bullshit. It's straight to the point. Here's how it goes. Divorced, right? Who's not? How many kids? 3. How many kids? 2. When are you available? Every other Thursday from 6 to 7:30. Want to get together and have sex? Yeah, let's do that. Cheers, guys.